Hey there, it's Kristen, and this is your Monday Growth Moment, a short reflection about doing the hard things that help us grow. Let's get into it. Today's moment is about how sometimes we just need a break. So, if you can't already tell by hearing my voice, the time has come where I got sick in marathon training. I was wondering at what point this would come. I have young kids at home who could take the gold medal in managing to sneeze directly in my eyeball and somehow cough right in my mouth from across the table. But the time has come where I've gotten sick, and when my body gets an upper respiratory infection or a sinus infection, it thinks it's the bubonic plague and it just takes me out. And I remember when I was training for my first marathon, when I got sick and I had to take about a week and a half off of running. I was filled with panic. I was filled with dread. And I had anxiety that whole time that I was sick. And for a little while afterwards, that somehow having to miss that much training would just take me out. I think it happened in like week 5. I was doing an 18-week training plan, so I still had plenty of time to keep training. But I was so worried that having to stop, completely stop, would absolutely derail my progress, right? Take me back to square one. And I have lots of clients who panic that when they regress, when they stop, they feel like they're back at square one. And I tell clients, yeah, you can't start back at the beginning because you know more now than you did back then. And so I was so anxious that it was just going to derail everything. My perfectionism was kicking in. That's when I was having to watch my percentage of completion go down. I broke my 100% streak rate. I had to watch it go down. That was really hard. And I had to wrestle with, what's my goal? Am I just trying to hit every single workout every single day? Or do I want to cross the finish line? Well, if I want to cross the finish line, I'm going to have to rest. So now, handful of months later, I'm here again. And I'll be honest, I've had some anxiety about when illness would hit me. Just the kind of stress that your body is under with marathon training is pretty high. So I knew it would happen. I was just wondering and honestly hoping that it would hit sooner rather than later. I didn't really want to get sick in the last few weeks. And so I felt it coming on. And I thought, it's okay. I was supposed to have a 12-mile run this weekend. Didn't happen at all. This week coming up is a drop back week, which is nice. The intensity and the volume will be a little bit lower. And I will just wait and see when I feel ready to get back into it. If it means that I can get a few shorter runs in at the end of the week and then do my best to hit a long run this weekend, fantastic. If I just have to take the entire week off of running and I miss my long run this weekend too, that's okay. So that's what my body needs. Because once again, what's my goal? Is it to hit every workout that is in my training plan? Or is it to cross the finish line? Because if we don't listen to the signals our bodies are giving us, whether those be physical signals of too much, of injury, illness, of pain, if it's those emotional signals of fatigue and overwhelm, if we don't listen, we're eventually just going to stop in our tracks. And it's going to be harder to come back than it would have been if we had just slowed down. So it's okay. It's okay to stop for a little bit. It's okay to take a break, right? We're not going backwards. I'm not going backwards on my training plan. I'm just pausing and saying, I need to rest here until I feel ready. And I think one of the biggest gifts that becoming a runner and training for marathons, which is still so weird to say that, the biggest gift that I have gained from all of this is learning to listen to my body and recognize what I need, whether that be hydration, because I always need to drink more water, whether that's fueling, right, needing to eat more, or when I'm exhausted, when I have pain or I'm sick and I just need to take a break. but I have learned to listen to my body, and that has served me so well in all other areas of my life. Now, like most things, that is much easier said than done. And so it's not always easy for everyone to listen to their body. But right now, you have my permission slip. You have a doctor's note from therapist Kristen that says when you need to take a break, you are allowed to pause. And we don't take breaks when we are at the point of exhaustion. We take breaks when we need them. Okay? We're not lazy. We're just resting. So, whatever your version of the hard thing is this week, and whenever life hits you really hard, because it hits us all really hard, physically or emotionally, I hope you remember that you are allowed to rest physically and you are allowed to rest mentally and emotionally. So I'm rooting for you. I'll see you next Monday.